is a degreaser. I use it on the 3-point hitch area back here. And anything metal, I don't usually put it on. I try not to put it on the plastic. I haven't noticed it hurt anything, but I try just to keep it on see where the grease. This is the John Deere grease here, I believe. See how it flings, fling, fling. There you go. There's some John Deere grease, and it's a flinger. So that one's probably not going to be in the running. It'll be interesting to see if my grease starts flinging when I have to. I mean, not my grease, but the grease I use. If it starts flinging. If it does, I'll have to apologize to John Deere. Are we ready?
Yes.
Alright, hey, this is my long-awaited, I'm kidding. This is my, at least a short review, or
walk around.
Yeah, of what we've experienced so far with this tractor. So, let's start at the back. Actually, let's start with the bad first. There's not very much of it, but there is a couple things. This drawbar. When I had my other tractor, I had the 6120R. I didn't like it because the 38-inch tires jacked it up too high. For all my equipment, it was all riding nose high. So I got the 34-inch tires this time on this tractor, which is fine. I like that. But then they put a 4-inch drawbar drop, which I had never seen before on this tractor. That should be on the one with the 38-inch tires. And the 2-inch drop should be on the one with these 34-inch tires. Come on, John Deere, get it together. But, you know, it's whatever. That's all bad back here. Another bad thing is inside, and we'll show you that later. And the DEF fluid thing, which every new tractor is going to have that now. So that's it. That's all the bad I got to say about this tractor. So on to the good. Let's talk about the great thing about it. One of the great things about this tractor is it's completely flat in the back. I mean, you walk right up to it and it's all right in your face. The whole thing's just right here. There's nothing, you don't have to lean over, you don't have to do anything. Plug the hoses. I just like the way they have it. I don't know, I don't think the M was that way, but this is fantastic. My suggestion to anybody that buys a new tractor, and you can order it, or you can get one, get 3 SCVs. I would rarely use them, but there's occasions like if you ever plan on hooking a rake up like I have it, you're going to need 3 SCVs. Really, honestly, I think that may be the only time I've ever used 3, but it's if you're ever thinking about that, then get 3. On the R models, they have this release back here for the hoses, these levers. Fantastic idea, John Deere. You should put it on all of them, because it's a working tractor, and this helps you. I think they should put these on every tractor, regardless of R or M or anything. It's just I don't know, to have, whatever. But if you get the R, you get these fancy things. And I don't know if that is just with the electronic or if that's just with an R. If you ever have the chance to order one or look at them, make sure these come on there, because they're really, I've used them. Anybody that hooks enough stuff knows these are great. So as far as the rest of it goes, that's pretty much it back here. 2-inch drawbar, wish it had instead of the 4-inch drop. Other than that, it's a rear end. Like I said, I got the 34s on this tractor instead of the 38s because of the height difference. And I'm glad I changed this time. Attention to detail, fantastic. The motor ran strong the whole time. I love the lights on the R model. I mean, they're all over the place. They do a great job with that. Right here, you can access the battery. Good job, John Deere. Post right there for jumping.
Let me see.
It's a positive right there. And it's laid out really nice. I mean, did a great job on this thing. I guess we'll go to the inside now because that's really everything outside that I know of to talk about. Inside. I did not get the super fancy, I don't know what they called it. I didn't get the electric mirrors because personally I don't use mirrors, but Kim likes mirrors, so I'll leave them on there.
Yeah, I like to look behind and just see what the windrow looks like going through the rake, and it's just another visual for me.
Yeah. I don't know why I don't use them. Just never have, and so it's just whatever. This dash over the M model here, much better. They didn't do a real good job on the M because the numbers for the gears are here on the bottom of the screen on the M model. Well, they're hidden by the steering wheel while you're driving. Or I can't remember. They're hidden anyway. You got to lean up to see what gear you're in. You know, on the M model, which John Deere should fix that. Obviously, the engineers don't ride around in these and work with them. But as far as the dash goes in this, I don't know how much you even use it. The finish in here is really nice. I mean, it's cheap plastic like every other tractor. I didn't get the radio in it because I didn't want to pay $900 for the radio, but turns out I probably should have, because I'm going to end up buying it aftermarket anyway. So
you are?
Oh, probably, just because it syncs up with this with the screen and everything, and I didn't realize that. I wish the salesman would have told me that.
Yeah, that might have been a little helpful.
Yeah, you know, so that's something, you know, go ahead. And the radios are kind of cheap that they give you through John Deere. They're not, you know, you can buy nicer ones, but it syncs up with the screen and everything, which, you know, like I said, I wish I was told. But as far as the operation of the tractor, I can let her explain why she likes this much. But the cab is way bigger, which, you know, it makes it nice when you're inside. It does.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Want to talk about the storage in here?
Oh, yeah. So there's this little cubby hole, and then behind the passenger seat, it's a pretty big one. And then even on your little main console, I guess you would call this. And then it's just a bigger cab.
Yeah.
Very quiet inside when it's operating.
Yeah, hopefully it stays that way.
And then for using this tractor for our specific line of work, it's amazing compared to having the M with the gears. So it has a speed lever, and there are two speeds that you can set, speed 1 and speed 2. And according to whatever field we're in, what cutting we're in, how thick the windrows are, I can get a gauge on what my average speed is going down the windrow and set speed 1 at that speed. And then I can set speed 2 for a faster speed to be able to turn when I complete a windrow and I'm going to get to the end of the row, turn and start another one. And then you can just literally slip the speed lever up into 1, and at the end of the windrow, slide it into 2. It will just,
seamless.
Yeah, it just very smoothly and without any effort and pushing in a clutch. Will go right up to that speed, and then when you get close to your windrow again and you're ready to decelerate, slide it back down into 1. When you're in either speed, it has a little wheel on the speed lever itself that you can adjust your speed, so you can kick it up and kick it down, but it does it in little small increments, which I like, because that's where you can fine tune. Because when we bale to make square bales, we're shooting to get a certain number of flakes per bale. So I use my stroke counter, and I can really fine tune my speed according to what my stroke counter is telling me. And we don't just trust the stroke counter. We actually listen. I know how to count the strokes listening on the baler, but for more consistent bale after bale all day long, you always have that number going, and you can pay very close attention to it.
I know somebody had mentioned the stroke counter. We found this company. I don't even know the name of it.
Idaho Instrument.
Oh, Idaho Instrument. There you go. And they sell this stroke counter. It's pretty easy to set up on your baler, and they've been good about getting me a few sensor parts and stuff when I've had a problem. It's just about making it easier. Easier to just work through the day. I mean, I don't want to make this a pain in the rear to do, or make it, when you have to concentrate on certain things all day long, it'll just wear you out, and you just, we need to have some kind of fun, or be able to have sanity while we're in these things, and that helps. And the camera helps, but the stroke, counter keeps you from having to count. You just look at the screen, and I don't think.
Because another advantage is that when you're belling throughout the day and you move from one part of the field to another, it can change. And if you've gotten accustomed to what you were belling through half of the day, and you start slipping a little bit, for counting, listening to the baler. I mean, even if you do, but it can change so much between one windrow and another sometimes.
Yeah, and
that's what I mean. It's more about
it's wetter and
striving for serious consistency.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition out here. I mean, this area brings in hay from all over the country.
Where we live is considered horse country in our area.
And there is, there's a lot of pros, and some of you probably out there are pros, that know how to make hay really good. And they've been doing it for generations, or their father showed them, and then they've been doing it their whole lives. Or, I've been in this thing 15 years. I came from the city and got thrown into the country and said, "You want to make hay?" I said, "Sure." And I had to learn everything on my own. And it's been... I've gotten abused by myself and other people, and it's been a long road just to get to where we're at now, and it's tough to compete against these guys. I mean, there's some smart. These guys may talk a little funny, or maybe they don't spell very well. Write sentences and use your and your this properly, or two and two. I still can't figure that. But there's these guys that they know how to run a business, and they know how to make money, and they don't just listen to them and think they don't know what they're doing, because they do, and they're not going to tell you everything they know either. These right here are the adjustments on your SCVs. I guess you can have up to 6. I don't have those last 3, but it's really nice. With this screen, you can adjust the flow rate with the screen. Very nice. Instead of having to use a dial. Here's your forward 1 and rear 1 and 2, and you set these by the wheel right here.
So let's look at that again. That's
I don't think
the speed lever.
They'll change unless it's in gear, but I guess I can put it in gear. See that change, that roll, you scroll it and you set it for whatever you want. And it's and then once you get it set, you can change it while you're on. While you're moving. It doesn't have to stay set in that spot.
It can be done on the spot.
Yeah. So it's other than that, turning the AC on and off with the computer. That's I don't really use the tractor for everything that it can do. Like I told the guy at John Deere, I wish they'd made an M model in an IVT, because I don't really need all this fancy stuff. Once I got it, I was like, maybe I do. You do want this kind of stuff, but an M with an IVT would be pretty nice, and it would keep the cost down for people like me, or the smaller farmer. But that's the AC works awesome in here. Getting the windows tinted, if I do it, it makes a big difference.
Well, if you live in an area like us where it gets
if you live in the south,
really hot.
Yeah, it gets really hot. We're baling in 100 to 105 degree weather sometimes, and in the sun, direct sun through these windows, it gets even hotter than that. I'm gonna have the windows tinted on my other tractor over there this winter, and because it made a huge difference in here. So other than that, the only complaint I have in here, which John Deere should be embarrassed about.
Oh, really? I didn't think we were gonna go there.
Is this I'm not gonna, well, maybe I can reach over. Is this thing right here. This
I don't know if I can get it. Let me re-angle. Okay.
It's this fuse box cover right here. I don't know if it's right here. That thing is so cheap. It barely hangs in there. Come on, John Deere. Come on. You did such a great job on literally on every other aspect of this tractor. I don't have a problem with any of it except that right there is that space. So if you want to buy a John Deere, it's a fantastic tractor. Worked great in the field. It's everything that I wanted. It's everything I wish I would have had the last 15 years.
Absolutely.
I'll never buy another tractor without an IVT or a CVT or whatever. I think New Holland's a CVT and the Case a CVT. And
the other thing we didn't talk about too was the fact that you can brake it and it responds.
Yeah, you don't have to, while you're just rolling, it's like an automatic car. You just hit the brake and it slows down, and no clutch. You don't need the clutch or anything. It's just it's an automatic car is what it is, with a instead of a foot throttle, which I guess it still has one, but you can control everything with your hand there. It's just.
And I also like the creeper mode for backing up and attaching to equipment.
Yeah.
So you could do all that smoothly, because I have problems in the New Holland. I try to feather out the clutch and use the brake at the same time, and sometimes I do it really well, and then other times it just doesn't work out well for me, and I make the tractor hop and stuff, and I don't like doing that.
Yeah, that's it's a fantastic tractor. Get one if you're on the fence. They're no more expensive. Everybody thinks John Deere's expensive. I priced them up against Fendt. It's actually way cheaper than a Fendt, or cheaper than a Fendt. It's the same price as a Massey and a New Holland. If you start going to the CVTs and these kind of transmissions, so don't be scared off from John Deere. You're gonna pay through the nose, for all of them. So just get ready for that. If you can wait on one, ordering to me is the way to go. Just because you can knock off things. Get the radio. I didn't even get the fancy seat, although this seat, even not being the upgraded seat for this model, it's way better than the M. It's fully adjustable. The bottom cushion is fully adjustable up and down, where on the M it was solid, which I didn't like at all. So I mean, even I don't think I would change anything on this tractor except getting the radio and having a 2-inch drop drawbar, and maybe taking the guy to the woodshed who designed that fuse box cover. but that's it, man. Get one of these. They're beautiful tractors. We're gonna give 2 thumbs up to John Deere on this tractor.
Awesome tractor.
Yeah, it's a
Love
great
it.
job. Great. Whoever's running the manufacturing and putting this thing together did a fantastic job. So thank y'all.
Thanks.